Hello everyone, today we are going to learn an if statement in C#. First we will see what is an if statement. An if statement checks a condition and runs certain code only if that condition is true. Let's understand by some simple live example. Imagine we are checking it's raining outside or not. So for that we will say if it's raining, then we will bring umbrella. If it's not, we will not bring umbrella. Let's understand the syntax of if statement. If then condition in curly braces we write the body of the code that we want to execute when condition satisfied. Now let's understand the code. In first line we have written using system. Using system is a namespace. By writing that we are telling the compiler to add necessary file to our code. And then we have written class program. In class program we have written main method, which is static, and main method should be written in class only, within a class only. And in that we have declared one variable called number, which is an integer type, and in that we have stored 10. In each statement, we are checking number is greater than 5. As you know, we have in number variable, we have stored a value as 10, which is greater than 5. So the condition gets true and the body of each statement gets executed. And in console will be printed number is greater than 5. अगर आपको if statement समझ में आए तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब, नहीं बनना है तो भी प्लीज.
else statement. अब ये else statement क्या है? The else statement is used to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is false in the if statement. अब हिंदी में बोलो तो जो वैल्यू अपने पास आई है वो वैल्यू if में जो कंडीशन है उससे मैच नहीं होती तो जो भी कोड का पार्ट else में है वो रन हो जाता है. चलो इस कोड का हम अब एक एग्जांपल भी देख लेते हैं. तो इधर सबसे पहले अपन एक int टाइप का वेरिएबल बना रहे जिसका नाम num है और उसके अंदर वैल्यू है 10. अब अपन क्या कर रहे इफ स्टेटमेंट में जाके कंडीशन चेक करेंगे कि num की वैल्यू मोर देन 0 है कि नहीं. तो अगर num की वैल्यू 10 है तो ये कंडीशन ट्रू है तो अपना इसके अंदर जो कोड है नंबर इज पॉजिटिव वो रन हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर यही num की वैल्यू नेगेटिव में होती जैसे कि कुछ भी समझो -6 तो जो ये कंडीशन है num मोर देन 0 ये अपना फॉल्स हो जाता. तो ये जैसे ही फॉल्स होता वो एल्स वाला पार्ट रन कर देता जो कि है नंबर इज नॉन पॉजिटिव.
Hello, myself Shreya Sawan and today we are going to study about if-else statement. You will be thinking what is if-else statement. So basically there are three conditions evaluated sequentially starting from the if statement. Each condition is a Boolean expression which resolves either true or false. If condition 1 is true, it will be executed. If it is false, then condition 2 will be executed. Else block executes when none of the previous conditions are true. Now let us understand the syntax of the if-else statement. There are basically three code blocks. If statement will be executed when condition 1 is true. Else if statement will be executed when condition 2 is true. If none of the previous conditions are true, then else block will be executed. Now let us understand if-else statement with an example in detail. Now here you can see it is a C# code, which is a programming language. Here the using system is a namespace and you can see the console.write line, which is used to print the statement. Now here in main method we have stored int score as 75, which is the initial score. Now in if statement you can see the condition that is score is greater than equal to 90. But here we have stored the initial score as 75, which is obviously not greater than equal to 90. So condition 1 will be false. And it will go to the next condition. And else you can see the else in else if condition you can see the condition 2 which is score greater than equal to 18, which is again a false condition. So it won't be executed and it will go to else block. The else block will be executed and it will print needs improvement. So here we learned about if-else statement. Thank you for watching my video.
So, what is nested if statement? An if statement inside another if statement, which means if we return an if block inside another if block if we return, then it is known as nested if. Now, you might be thinking, why we need nested if statement? It can be used for handling multiple conditions, or it can be used for complex decision making. Syntax of nested if. Here, if condition 1 is written inside if condition 2 is written, if both the conditions are true, then the code will be executed. Let's take an example. Suppose to check the condition that if you are allowed to drive or not. Here the age is 25 and has license true and has insurance true. Here the if condition for checking age is greater than 18 or not. Inside that there is a if condition for checking a person has a license or not. Inside that there is another if statement for checking a person has a insurance or not. If all three conditions are true, then you are allowed to drive. Else if the condition for insurance get false, then it will go to else block and it will print you need to have insurance to drive. If the license also get false, then it will go to another else block and it will print you need to have a driving license. If the all three conditions are get false, then it will go to next else part and it will print you are too young to drive.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Rizwan. Today we are seeing the switch cases in C#. See, there are many cases in C#. For example, if else, elif, while, so many cases are there. But why we use switch cases in C#? Simple. Switch case is when we use switch case when there was a multiple options in program or alternate options. Then we cannot use if else case. Then we use switch case. So switch cases are executed once. They are checking every options and they are executed once when the condition is true. This is the switch case. It's a very simple.
Now we'll see how the switch case statement works in C#. First, the value of the user input is compared with the value of each case inside the switch statement. If there's a match, that exact block of code gets executed. If not, it gets moved on to another case. In switch case statement, there's a keyword named as break. It is used to stop the execution of one statement block and to differ each cases from one to one another. At the end, we have a default statement which is optional and it is used when none of the above cases match from the input that the user have entered. And you can display or print statements through default statements like the input is invalid or the input does not exist. Now, we have an example code of switch case statement in C#. The explanation to it is very simple. First, we write console.writeLine in order to gain the input from the user, which is in a form of string. So we convert it into integer. Then we can write n number of cases inside switch case with the keyword break. And at the end, we can use default in case the user enters an input that doesn't match with the above cases. And that's what switch case statement is in C#.
Hello everyone. So myself Priya. So today we are going to see about what is a for loop. So for loop is nothing but a loop that will help you to iterate a code again and again. So now let's understand the syntax of for loop. So yeah, so inside here you can see for is a keyword, inside brackets, initialization, condition and iterator. We will understand the meaning of these keywords in some times. And here curly braces start and end of the curly braces, inside which we will write the code which we want to iterate again and again. So let's understand loop by an example. So as you all can see here, for loop, for is the keyword, bracket, int I. So int I is nothing but I have initialized a variable of integer type where I am giving a value as 0. Semicolon, we have to separate all three keywords by a semicolon. So here int I equals to 0. This is nothing but initialization. Then semicolon, condition. In condition place, we have written that I less than equal to 10. So condition is nothing but we are giving a restriction for the loop to stop after some time. If the condition will not become false at any time, then we will have to go through infinity loop. So thus a condition plays a crucial role in loop. And third is the iterator. Iterator is nothing but the operation performed on the initialized value. Like if you want to increase or decrease value, you need the iterator there. So I have used I++. You can also use I minus minus in case of reverse. If you want to see the numbers in reversed order or in decreasing values. And here inside curly brackets, you can see that I have written console.writeLine. In brackets, I have used to print the numbers. So I have written there I, which will give the values that we have initialized in the loop. So the output, you can see that the output will be printed as 0 to 10. Since I have initialized the condition as I less than equal to 10, you can see the output from 0 to 10. So yes, I hope you all understood for loop. If you understood for loop, please like the video and tell your reviews in the comment section. Thank you.
Everyone, Amal Sajeev here. Today we are going to learn about while loop. So let's understand what is a while loop. So basically a while loop is a code or a loop is used to repeat a specific block of code until the conditions are met. It repeatedly executes that block of code as long as a specific condition evaluates to a true. Okay. So let's see the examples of while loop. So basically, if we want to ask a user a number between 1 to 10, we don't know how many times a user might enter a larger number. So we keep asking while the number is not between 1 and 10. Thank you. So let's check the syntax of the while loop. As you can see here, we have to write the while condition, and inside the curly brackets we have to write the code to execute. So let's move to the explanation part of the code. First we have to initialize a int variable, int number is equals to 1. Then we have to meet certain conditions. The number should be less than or equal to 5. If the condition is true, the loop executes. In body we have to write console.writeLine a number which prints the current value of the number, and number plus plus, which means increment the number by 1. When the code terminates when the value exceeds 5 and the condition gets false, the loop terminates. So we have to make sure that the condition eventually becomes false, otherwise it will be an infinite loop. So that's it from my side. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope now you know what a while loop is. Thank you for your precious time. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I am Diksha Shetty and today we are going to talk about the do while loop. The do while loop in C# is a control flow statement that executes a block of code at least one and then repeatedly executes the block as long as the condition is true. This makes it useful for situations where you need to perform an action at least one even if the condition is not initially met. The syntax for do while loop is displayed on the above screen. Here the do block code is followed by a while condition. You might have known that we have more two loops, while and for. So what's the difference between them and do while? Let's see that. While loop executes the block as long as the condition is true, and for executes the block at a predetermined number of times. But in contrary, do while executes a block of code at least once and then repeatedly executes it as long as the condition is true. Let's get a clear idea of this with an example. Counting to 5. Here the count in the do block is printed 5 times because of the condition given in the while. That means in the output you will see the print statement of count 5 times. In conclusion, the do while loop may not be commonly used as other loops, but it is an important tool to have in your C# programming toolkit. The key benefits of do while is that it guarantees the code inside will execute at least once, even if the condition is not initially met. I hope you have now got a short idea of what is do while loop and how it works.
Hello guys, myself Vaibhav Shetty, and today we are going to learn about for each loop. You might be thinking what's the difference between for loop and for each loop. So basically, for loop is used when we want to control flow statement for specific iteration in a loop, and for each loop is used when we want to do something with each and every element of an array. The syntax of for each loop is as followed. Here for each is used as a keyword. The variable name is a temporary variable that holds the current item from the collection during each iteration. Type is a data type of elements in the collection, and the collection, an array of items, is what you want to iterate over. Still confused? Let's take a real example to make it clear. This code creates an array of numbers called digits with values 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It uses for each loop to go through each number in an array. I is a temporary variable that holds each value from an array digits one at a time and prints it. Console.writeLine prints each value to the console. In output, we can see that each and every element of an array digits, that is 1 to 5, is printed. Here's the structure for each loop. Use this page for reference and compare it with different examples you'll solve later.
Myself, Bhavyashri, I have gone through the video of conditional statement and loop. I understand the video about the else statement and for loop. I like the way of teaching in their style, but I just want to say that you can improve on your content for arrangement. Thank you. Myself, Monica. I have seen this video of a conditional statement and it was really easy to understand, good to understand the topic to us. And the one thing I want to tell about tell that to add audio quality, to add audio quality.